What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Reign 13. You got your boy here, Vontez.
Your boy Rye.
Cam.
Oh, man, Ewing. We got one, baby. We got one. Listen, today we have a very, very, very special guest in the building. He's a newly engaged. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all.
2,000 point scorer in high school, selected to the All ACC third team in college and All ACC defensive team. So we lock up too. You feel me? Selected 32nd in the second round of the 2017 NBA draft. Represented Puerto Rico in the men's national basketball Olympics this year, and is an NBA champion. Davon Reed, we have in the building today.
Yeah.
What's up, fellas? I appreciate y'all for having me on, man. Thank you for the warm welcome.
Bro,
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Good to
Thank
have you
so
back,
much.
especially because you're close to home.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. Ewing in the building for sure.
So where are you at right now? So you currently live in Miami?
Yeah, I live in Miami. I purchased a home last year, like 20
Give
years
us that.
after.
Purchasing home. Listen, that's a big
Appreciate
deal, bro.
Most definitely. I remember when I first got to the NBA, the first thing they told me was like, get a home. Preferably if you want to, build, that's one thing or another, but make sure you get a home and get some roots down. It's like one of the best investments you could have. So I was blessed enough to buy a home last year. And my fiance actually owns a condo as well in Brickell. So I'm definitely blessed.
Yeah. Just before we even get into all the basketball and life, like, what's the lifestyle differences coming from up Jersey and being down there in Miami now?
I mean, it's definitely different. We come from a small town. Everybody pretty much know each other or know somebody that know each other.
Yeah.
Here is just culturally a little different. Where we from is urban community. Here is, mostly Hispanic. So it's different. And then it's different from, where I live. My home in South Miami is different than living in the city in Brickell here. So it just kind of depends all over Miami. You may get different vibes depending on what parts of town you live in. So,
Yeah.
But I love it. Obviously, it's a fast-paced city. A lot going on, but I like it because also you can just lay low as well. People think like, you're in Miami, you got to be going crazy every day, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. That part of my life is that chapter is closed.
How was it growing up in Ewing? And I just remember back in the day going to your games and always seeing your family like cheering you on, Miles, your mom, your dad. Like how was it growing? It's a two-part question. How much of an impact was your family to your success, and how was it growing up in Ewing for you?
I'll start with the family piece because my family is my everything. I definitely have been blessed to have such a supportive family. Not just my mom, my dad, my brother, but my grandparents. My cousins. I always had that support system around me, and that definitely helped me to go as far as I did. Having different support systems. So much love and credit to them. Even to this day, how they support me. My mom, my fiance, my little brother, they all came out to Paris. And even when we had the qualifiers in Puerto Rico, my fiance, my dad, my mom, my brother, all came out to Puerto Rico as well. So major shout out to them because it's a tough business to be on. People just see the one side of it, but to have those people that you can lean on no matter what through each of these situations, it definitely give you the confidence and the motivation to keep going. And then growing up in Ewing, obviously, we all from Ewing. Ewing was very competitive, especially in the basketball world from a young age. So I feel like that gave me the push to like keep getting better because it was definitely people better than me in my grade and grades above me. So having that competitive spirit, that competitive mindset to just keep going, keep getting better, keep pushing. Even in my own neighborhood, I was one of the few people that had a court in their driveway. Just people on my street who used to get crazy, just hooping on my street. So I feel like that environment, and then obviously taking that further and playing AAU and travel throughout New Jersey. Same thing before we even got to the other states. It was tough within just Jersey, just the Garden State. So I think those foundations definitely allow me to still be that same competitor today.
Who hoops in your family? Who love Pops, but I don't know him to hoop at all. Or was it your mom, or was it somebody else? Who put the ball in your hand first?
My dad definitely put the ball in my hand. He definitely knows the game, loves the game. He can hoop, but it's not like he played in college or anything. He was more just neighborhood player. He's from East Trenton. So that's really the extent of his playing career, but definitely got a wealth of knowledge of the game, passion. He actually put the ball in my hand, and for my 5th birthday, he bought a court, the same court I'm referring to earlier.
That court messed it up. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
That court been through a lot. It's been multiple courts.
Yeah.
But he put it up at 10 feet and never took it down, and that was the first. That was the first benchmark. Trying to be able to shoot on the 10-foot goal at 5 years old. So
I understand. My brother and my father were the people to put the ball in my hand, the people to help me. I was playing against grown men at 9 years old, stuff like that. But the people that told me yo, you're actually good at this, and we can take you to another level, was people like Adolphus, AD Gaffney, and AJ Hogarth, and people in NJABC. I don't know if you remember that from day. That little community. That was the community that was yo, you're nice. Let me help you. Is there any of those people that when you were younger to help you take that step up?
First and foremost, shout out Coach Howard. I mean, Coach Howard. Yeah, he was Coach Howard from the beginning. He was my first AAU coach. He ran Ewing instructional. My first travel coach. So he kind of set the tone of, number one, being a professional. These are the things you do to carry yourself. These are I remember playing up and travel. And he used to give us the report card at the end of the season, and to have, the different things that you do well, things you need to work on. So that early evaluation and that early exposure, I got to give the credit to Coach Howard, because he was the main catalyst for that. And then just depending on, what part of my career and my journey, people in Ewing, people out of Ewing, getting a chance to play with team final was a big deal. Once I finally made that jump in high school to the Nike circuit, now I'm, seeing not only just the best players in the world, but now at the Nike circuit level, which was, even step up. In my first year playing EYBL, we were 16s playing 17, so we really got that exposure. But I mean, there's so many people, in between those points that that was kind of the beginning and the end of the AAU stuff. But
how do you feel about AAU basketball nowadays? You think it's beneficial to the game?
I'm removed from that
all of that scene.
So I really don't know. I know that it's becoming more media driven, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, just depending on what light you're shining on it. AAU for me was, amazing opportunities, to not only go against the best, but, get exposure to certain college coaches, to go to certain camps, to get more exposure. I mean, once I played EYBL, all of a sudden I was making the NBA Top 100 camp, the Nike Jamboree, the Kevin Durant camp, the LeBron James Skills Academy, different things. So I got no issue with AAU as far as what it can do for somebody, even as a younger player, making to nationals and all that, and competing in national. Those were the things that, one, we all dreamed of. It was the first real big exposure things, and then giving you opportunities. So I'm not really in the market right now. I don't know if I have a true opinion, but for me personally, it definitely helped me and changed my life. So
when that baby comes, that's when you can start thinking about it again.
Yeah.
You got
You said, "Wait, hold on a second."
I ain't even thinking about that right now.
Yo, that's bad funny. The fact that you have 2,000 points, bro. That picture looks wild when you see the 1,000-point banner, and then there's a 2,000-point banner. Like,
that shit's a lot, bro.
yo, like walk me through your time at PDS. First of all, Paris, great guy, great coach. He actually tried to help me. There was a time in life where I was trying to post grad. At a time,
Okay.
he was actually he was trying to help me out a lot there. So just walk me through your time at PDS and why PDS, because there's the Huns, the Notre Dames,
Ewing.
I mean,
High school.
Ewing, we would have won a state championship easy. But like, why PDS? And just walk me through your time there.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people in the community were a little upset that I didn't go to Ewing High. It was no shade to Ewing. Truth be told, I'm Ewing through and through. Been in Ewing public schools, elementary and middle school. For me, it was just having the best opportunity possible. It wasn't any shade on Ewing. It wasn't like being anti-Ewing. It just happened to go that way. Truth be told, because in my heart, one, I was going to St. Pat's. Took a visit up there. They wanted me to go. But it would just been a stretch for me to go up there every day, be it by the train, by the bus.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I was mature enough for that. And I don't know if my mom was ready, my parents, I should say, was ready to let me do that as well. And it just wasn't all the way what I was expecting, truth be told.
Gotcha.
I already knew that, I'm getting attention from some other schools. I don't know if I'm going to Ewing High or not. It was already a situation where my hand was kind of being forced because of the attention I was getting from elsewhere. Academy of the New Church in Pennsylvania, Soulberry, and PDS. And originally I only applied to PDS because I was playing football at the time. Ewing Pop Warner.
Wide receiver?
I was all over the field, bro. That's just conversation for another athlete. They had me an athlete. I was playing everything.
They had me an athlete. It's crazy.
But somebody came and he talked to me about applying to PDS. He was a Ewing. The coach was a Ewing native or lived in Ewing, and that's how I even originally started applying to PDS. And then once I kind of, was doing the different tours of different schools and I got the PDS, got within the school, see what they had to offer and all that, I'm like, you know what, this is bigger than just basketball. It's like, I like what they had to offer here. It was new, it was different than what, I had experienced in the Ewing school system. No disrespect again. So, I got into Soulberry, and I thought at that point, once I got in there, I was still going to Soulberry. That was more of a basketball school, if you will, at the time, especially for people in our area that was respected a little bit more. But it honestly was nothing but God. While I went to PDS, it just happened to work out. The financials worked out, and I just felt like I was called to go there. It was untapped as far as basketball. I knew I could make my stamp and my impact there, and it was honestly one of the best decisions I ever made. Honestly, when looking back at it, it just allowed me to expand my horizons, but at the same time, it fit me. You know what I mean? It wasn't somewhere where I was out of place, if you will.
Yeah.
Would you say that it kept you away from distractions too? Because Ewing, very, very much just a distraction, socially.
I feel like it came with its own distractions, if you will. Nothing that I wasn't able to overcome. But like I said, it was exposure to different things. So it may not have been the same things as Ewing. which was something, truthfully, if I'm being honest, I was struggling a little bit with, like my 7th, my 8th grade year. Just having so many friends. These are the people I grew up with, from elementary, even the people that I met in middle school. I had so many friends in my classes. It would be hard to be focused all the time. You know what I mean? Even in 7th grade, my mom, I had all my best friends, DeAndre, Muda. The list goes down the line. Every class. And she came and she switched all it up. She came up to she switched.
No, that's
crazy. Man doing that.
7th grade, I never forget it. She came and switched it all up. Changing all the classes.
That's crazy. I want to ask one thing about high school because I talked to Quay Sean. We talked to Quay Sean later on our last episode, and I brought up the fact that going from public school to private school, not only like opportunity and basketball was a big reason for me to end up going to Soulbury, but I don't know how to word this without sounding crazy. We're from a diverse area. We're from a very diverse area. Going into a Princeton Day area, going to the school, and then me going to Soulbury as well, it becomes it's like a PWI. It's a very PWI school. It's very proper. Everybody's, I don't know, probably got a little bit more money for sure. But also just the environment is different. It teaches you how to interact with people you don't normally interact with, especially when you're going to get to like the business world. Can you talk about that aspect in general? Just how going from, I don't know, our city versus going to something like that, how that affected you?
Most definitely. PDS was definitely an opportunity for me to learn and grow like in many areas. Like you said, we're from an area that's diverse. But definitely more urban community where I'm going to this PDS community now, and it's more people of a certain race that goes to the school. They're lifers. They've been going to the school their whole life. From the elementary all the way up to the high school ranks. Their families are. Forget PDS. Their families are legacies in universities like Princeton. Their mom, their dad, brother, we're all going to Princeton. So it's different communities for sure that these people belong to. And I would say that I was able to learn from them, and they were able to learn from me. The best thing I feel like about PDS is that it was an accepting community of many different things, things that I had never been exposed to. And, it allowed me to still be myself. And like I said, learn from them and adjust to them, but they also learned from me because they were a very, how's the right way to say this? A very sheltered culture,
Ooh.
And coming from,
that was perfect.
Yeah, and coming from, where we come from, we move a certain way. Certain things you can't do around where we're from, and being able to, kind of share those things with them, and vice versa them to me. So it was a great experience, honestly, for real.
Yeah,
and I just want to let everybody know at home, we actually used to be neighbors. At the apartments. Right. Carlton Apartments. We were legit neighbors.
Sure.
Yeah. So to finish off high school, first of all, I think we have to get you back on because I think there's a lot more questions that we want to talk to you really about. But I know we have, got to squeeze it in the time here. But just 2 moments about high school I just want to bring up real quick. One, I've been holding on to this for mad long. Do you remember JCC?
JCC, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember the courts in the back?
Most definitely. I used to be at them courts. Honestly, Carlton Apartments changed the game for me too. It was a time when I was getting older. I was in middle school when I was living in Carlton Apartments, as opposed to living closer to Parkway. And at that time, I was able to walk. I'm older now. I could walk certain places.
Walk over to the,
I'm walking to the JCC, walking on my game, working on my game in the back. I'm walking on to Ewing High. I'm walking to Fisher. You know what I mean? I had more access to certain things, you know, especially as I was getting older. But I really started like working on my game, putting in time, like without any excuses at, you know, the JCC in the back of them courts. And they were like, they weren't the best courts. They were raggedy. You know what I mean? They probably
one court up, one court down.
Yeah. I really used to put time on them courts though, like really just one-on-one, like, you know, working on, you know, certain things on those courts. So shout out to the JCC as well.
And I don't know if you remember this. I've been wanting to ask you for mad long. Do you remember there was a time it was you, DeAndre, I think Miles might have been there, but I was there and we played Oak and I beat you. And I won. I just want to let everybody know that I'm in Oak back in middle school and high school. Okay.
I told him not to bring that up.
Listen, I'm humble enough to say, you know what I mean, I took just in life, like I took my L's. I definitely took my L's, but I learned from everything, and I wouldn't be in here at this point if it weren't for those L's. You know what I'm saying? So I have no problem saying, you know, when I lost, for sure, no problem. You got that.
Nah, that's bad funny. But besides that, the one last thing I want to bring up, can you walk me through your mindset or just how you remember the play going? But when you dunked on Javion and Ewing High,
you knew we had to bring this up.
Oh my, bro! Please walk me through like your mindset, what you remember, please.
Please make sure after he's done explaining this, the clip of the dunk happens.
Oh my god!
I knew this was definitely coming up. I knew this was coming up. Yeah, man. For the crazy part is like to go a little further now. Now I'm a senior. I'm committed to University of Miami. I had never played against Ewing in high school. It just for whatever reason never panned out. And it's crazy because you know we were in the Mercer County tournament every year as well. So it's just crazy that was the first time that we ever played Ewing, and by happenstance, it was at Ewing High. So, you know me, this is my senior year. I'm trying to win the county tournament. And it just happened that we got lined up with Ewing. So, you know, I was so locked in for that game from the beginning, from the first time I realized that we were playing Ewing. So, for me, just in general, for that whole game, I don't think it would matter who was on that court because I knew it was at stake. You know, I knew my legacy was at stake within Ewing, within the county. What so much was at stake. Especially, I think Ewing was pretty good that year. Trey was having a great year.
Yeah.
So I was so locked for that game anyway. I knew it was going to be sellout. So that was a dream come true in so many words. Just to be able to, you know, finally be back home in Ewing for the first time playing against Ewing High. And then that moment, like I was so locked in. I was so, you know what I mean, ready to do anything. And made a move. The lane opened up and I seen it was only one person to beat. And I
no, bro.
I put everything into it. I'm not gonna lie. Not to gas anything, but I was like, if there's a chance, it's now. And, like I said, the lane opened up, and I just took off. And then afterwards, like I remember a second where it was like I could hear everything, but it was so loud that I couldn't hear anything. It was like I'm looking just right at the blue mat on the baseline, and I'm screaming and yelling. The whole game stopped for like a smooth 30 seconds. The game stopped. It was going crazy in the gym.
Yeah. But for the people that don't understand, me and Cameron are in like 6th grade, 7th grade right now. Louis probably.
I was in college, and I came back home. I came back home to watch them play.
Bro, everyone, we're in middle school classes. Like, yo, Davon is coming to Ewing. Like, everyone is talking about this game, and I'm, bruh. We're up on the top of the bleachers. It's packed top to bottom, both sides.
Both sides.
That shit, I still vividly remember it, bro. Like that shit was a moment. That was a moment for sure.
It was a fun game. Deontay was from Ewing as well, so for us both to come back and play, that was definitely a big time experience. I have some great memories about high school basketball, but that's definitely at the top of the list. Especially these are all these people I was playing against. I grew up against, you know what I mean. So it was a hell of an experience.
So we can go ahead and transition into college now. You talked about it. You ended up choosing Miami, but you had Wake Forest, Cincinnati, Louisville, Memphis, UConn. Like, why Miami?
The college process was a long process, man. I received my first offer going into my sophomore year for VCU. The next year, VCU ended up going to the Final Four. So I thought I was done. I thought, I'm committing to VCU, even if I don't commit on paper. This is where I want to be. I don't, you know what I mean? This is the first school that showed me love. And then, as the offers start rolling in, every stop as it goes higher, I'm like, oh, I want to go here. I think St. Joe's is next. I'm like, oh, I want to go to St. Joe's. I know some point down the line, early in the game, Wake Forest came in. That was, West Virginia came in. They was Press Virginia at that time. That was Big East. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I want to go to West Virginia. You know what I mean? So it was so many different phases and stops where I was like, I want to go here now. I want to go there now. But ultimately, I feel like I chose Miami because, one, I knew I wanted to play in the ACC or the Big East. By the time I was getting to college, the Big East kind of had got dissolved. So it wasn't the same Big East that I was, accustomed to watching growing up with all the heavy hitters. So I knew I wanted to play either ACC or Big East. And then Miami was coming into the picture. They were showing love. They were consistent. And for me, that was the biggest thing. I had some teams that were give me an offer, kind of fall off. I had some teams that was showing love the whole time, never offered. And anywhere in between. I think I had close to 30 offers, but there was just something about Miami. And when I really started watching them, that was Coach L's first year at Miami. I watched them beat Duke at Duke. I watched them, I was actually getting recruited by Rutgers. I seen them Miami play at Rutgers. So I was becoming more and more familiar with Miami, and I just loved Coach L's energy, his consistency. He saw me, and he was recruiting me. And instead of telling me, everything I want to hear like the other coaches, he was like, hey, I think you can rebound a little bit more at your size and, the type of player you are. So it felt like, and then knowing him, years later and him being my coach, it made sense. It was by far the best choice I probably made in my basketball career to go to Miami because he just showed so much love and so much care, showed me the game at, so many different angles, something that the ways that I saw and didn't see the game before. And he was, probably one of the best coaches I've ever had. Looking back, I would do it all again. I would go through the whole process again just to choose Miami, honestly.
You got a favorite game?
In college?
Yeah.
Or tell us about just playing Duke and the Cameron Crazies. Or March Madness. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even think about the Duke game. So I tell people all the time, we used to really get at Duke. Like, Miami wasn't one of these other schools. Like, we can check the facts. Like, I was really, winning against Duke. We seemed to be like their Achilles heel at the time. The year that they won the national championship with Jahlil Okafor, Tyus Jones, Justice Winslow, they were scheduled to have their 1,000th win, Coach K's 1,000th win against us at Duke my sophomore year. I'm just coming off the injury, torn meniscus, so I'm just getting back in the rotation, but I'm hyped. Our team is hyped. And we went to Duke at Duke. Like I said, this was supposed to be the 1,000th win. and we blew Duke up at Duke.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was one of the
Son.
craziest experiences ever because
Oh.
we that was just testament to Miami culture too. We knew it was at stake. You know, we didn't want to be the ones to have history made on us.
That's the
And
worst.
that was a fun game. That was one, like I said, one of my first games back from injury, but that was a fun game. We turned around the game after that, I want to say, and went to Syracuse. I don't know if it still has a record, but it was like 36 or 37,000. We won at Syracuse like a few weeks later.
Can you?
It's so many games, fellas. Honestly, I can go through different games every year. Going to the tournament our first time. Second round, we playing Fred VanVleet and Wichita State, Ron Baker. That was a battle. They had them favored over us, even though we were third seed. We beat them to go to the Sweet 16. That was a battle. That's a game I can still remember right now. So I've been blessed to be a part of some big time games.
Can you go into the lifestyle of a D1 athlete? People don't really realize that like D3, D2, D1, it's different. Well, whether it becomes for money or just the lifestyle, like
Right.
low key or high key. If you know the world, it's sports then education, and so
Right.
you're on the road a lot. Can you talk about any of that for us?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely got to balance the travel, the big time play, you know what I mean? Like you going against, don't matter what's going on per se in school, you playing Duke on Tuesday. You know,
You gotta be ready.
it's the ACC. You turn around, you got North Carolina on Saturday. You got Syracuse on next Tuesday, Monday. You got so you know the list goes on and on that you got to be on your P's and Q's every game. So that's something tough in itself. On top of having to balance now your schoolwork. We used to leave a day early. So let's say today is Sunday. We play Tuesday. We're leaving tomorrow. We get into North Carolina a day early. We'll play North Carolina Tuesday. After the game, we getting on that plane right after the game, and we going back to Miami, and we got to be in class on Wednesday morning. You know what I'm saying? So it was difficult, but truthfully, that was one of the perks of going to PDS. You know what I mean? I knew how to balance my time. I knew, all right, let me sacrifice now, get this work done, so I ain't got a trip when I get back to campus on Wednesday. Everything's already finished. You know what I'm saying? We got PDS. I mean, Miami did a great job of having tutors and study hall for us. So it was difficult, but the resources were also there. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were hanging us to dry and you had to just figure it out on your own. So
again, you had an amazing career, bro, for those 4 years. But let's transition to NBA. So now you getting drafted, like hearing your name called, and it's crazy. This is mad funny, but I remember when you got drafted again, bro. Like the city rides for you so heavy, you know that. Like I remember when you were about to get drafted, I was in a bar in All Stars in Bordentown, and I remember watching that shit, bro.
We were at All Stars at the same time.
Wait, you're lying.
I swear to you. Yeah, I got drafted. Yeah, so my my agent at the time, I'm here 40 to undrafted, like pick 40 to undrafted. The entire from the beginning of the draft, beginning of the pre-draft until the day before the draft, I'm here 40 to undrafted. Then the night before the draft, my agent, I had a workout for the New York Knicks the day before the draft. After the workout, our team, our agency had a little small dinner for us in New York, all the athletes, and he's telling me like, yo, New Orleans saying they're going to lock you at 40. Do you want to go to the draft? You know what I mean? I need to make arrangements. I'm like, no, I, wasn't hearing that before today. I ain't ready. I don't have no suit to go up there. I'm not just going up there to the draft, and I still don't know how it's gonna go. Like, let me go be with my family. So we actually rented out All Stars, rented out the back rooms and stuff. My family was there, and we all watched and celebrated there, and it was. I'm glad I did it there because I was amongst my people. I was ready to hear whatever, whether my name was called or not. And then when we finally got that call and saw the name, it was life-changing experience, man. Honestly,
that's just amazing. You see, you was in the back room. See, I was with the general population. But nah, bro, that's so fire. That again, and I want everybody, the viewers, to know, because I don't know how everybody takes this, but this is a love episode, bro. Like, this is pure love, pure Ewing. Like, this is we just want to show you, give you your flowers type shit. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. For real, it means a lot. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because Ewing got some of the toughest critics as well. You know what I mean? Like, growing up, before middle school, during middle school, after middle school. So like I said, it made me who I am. Mm-hmm. But it also, it's good to hear, people showing love as well. So I appreciate y'all.
Is D-Book cool peoples?
Nah, D-Book is a great dude. I was training in Phoenix for 7 weeks preparing for the Olympic qualifier because my trainer's out there. And then I saw Book at the Gunner concert, and he was like, "Yo, you got to come see my house up in northern Arizona." So I went up there for a weekend, linked with him. Great dude, man. Always been a great dude. I think he respect the fact, I'm a competitor. Like, even though it's my guy, when we get in between them lines, like, I don't treat him like he's Devin Booker. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be better than him every time I get on the court, and I think he respects that that competitor in me. You know what I mean? But shout out to Book, winning another gold medal this past Olympics. Very proud of him. To me, he was an unsung hero for them. He did a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
He was efficient. He was impactful, and to me, that's where I'm at in my career. Just want to be in a situation where I can play impactful and efficient basketball. That's it. You know what I mean?
Well, I got two more because I'm gonna come off as glazing, but you played with two GOATs back-to-back years. Jokic. How was that?
How was that?
Playing with Jokic was great time. One, being on the court with him, he make the game so much easier for you. Just need to cut and be at the right
just gotta do the job.
You know what I mean? It's just up to you to just finish really. But he throws you open a lot of times. And then not being able to see anybody stop Yoke. In 2 years I never watched anybody damn, he got Yoke number tonight. To see not only that, but to go further and see his approach. He's getting his work in every day. He's getting his treatment in every day. He's getting his lift in every day. He's on court every day. So to see somebody that's reached that level, but not just be satisfied and keep getting better every day was truly impressive. And I tried to learn as much as I could from him.
That's crazy, because I was just going to ask that as it pertained to Yoke, because people act like he just ride horses and drink beers and just walk around. Tough. So it's good to hear that he puts in that. Obviously, he's in the league. He's one of the greatest. He's going to put in that effort. But
right.
He don't show it. So it's what people perceive is the other side.
I mean, when people catch him doing all that stuff, for the most part, it's postseason. Is he not supposed to enjoy himself in the postseason? He's Serbian. He ain't American. He over here all year, and then in the summertime he letting his hair down. He letting loose a little bit. You know what I'm saying? What is he not allowed or entitled to that? You know what I mean? I think people, like you said, the media can misconstrue reality a little bit. You know what I mean? He definitely was a worker. He definitely, put his time in, and you can see why he's as successful as he is rather. So to me, that's summertime is what he's supposed to do,
And I mean, you play with the king, and you got to stop on the king. How you feel about that?
I mean, the first interaction. Well, not the first. The first interaction, I tell people all the time. Me getting a stop on LeBron started 5 years ago. I'm on my rookie year, just coming back from injury. I'm playing spotted minutes. My coach checked me in. We on the road in Cleveland. He's still in Cleveland. It's like 5-6 possessions in a row, violating, bucket and one. You know what I mean? Like 5 in a row, like taking me straight to the mid post, all that. So I hadn't had a chance to see Bron until that time 5 years later. So I had been thinking about that literal moment for 5 years, and it was a situation where now I'm in Denver. I'm getting an opportunity. I'm getting the time. Like I wanted to make sure I got my lick back and made my presence felt. So that was a hell of an experience because it wasn't just one stop. It was the whole game. Like it was the whole game. I was locked in. I was on his heels, and I'll never forget that moment as well because that truly is, my favorite player, somebody I really respect. And like I said, that's just the competitor in me. Like I knew I had to, nobody really know that story until I tell it. But for my pride, I was like, I gotta have this moment back, gotta have this opportunity. So that was truly amazing. And then, when I got a chance to get over there to the Lakers, it was, another dream come true to be able to see Bron, how he prepare every day, how he plays. He got hurt, unfortunately, during that time, so we really didn't get a lot of time together on the court. But during those times, we would be on the bench just talking through the game. We come in the locker room, and he's, announcing to the team, like, me and D. Reed talk about X, Y, and Z. So I'm glad that I got to, learn from him and see how he operate and experience that stuff firsthand.
Is there any misconceptions about the NBA that people probably talk about on social media or on the world in general that you feel like you can voice your opinion on, like it being soft or being like we get paid too much, things of that nature, anything just about the game itself that you can talk about?
From the outside looking in, there's so many misconceptions about the NBA. I know you just said something about pay. I mean, do people get paid too much? I mean, we do a lot of stuff. They definitely make you earn your money, I would say. You know what I mean? And then people just see the dollar amount, but I don't think they realize how heavy the tax is. You got to pay an escrow. 10% of your 15% of your salary go to escrow every year. You paying into your 401k. You paying your health care. You paying, so many different things that when you shake it all the way out, that number all the way out, and you look at the and the total at the end of what you actually receiving, it's not the same number that's online and everybody's retweeting and talking about and sharing their opinion on. And I guess I would say also that I don't care if it's like somebody that you don't think is that good that plays in NBA. Everybody is there for a reason. It's a very, very, very good league. Certain people get certain situations that others may or may not get, but it's very competitive out there. Depending on what team you play on, there's certain schemes, certain details that you have to abide by. You have to be locked in on, and it's high level basketball. It's definitely high level basketball, and I've been blessed to be a part of that and looking to play a lot more.
So how was it getting the ring? That's something that some people never ever get to do, is play on a championship ring. I mean, a championship team and receive a championship ring. So like, what was that feeling for you to be able to accomplish that? Like, where does that rank in your like all-time accomplishments?
For me,
Talk it.
I'm blessed first and foremost. Blessed to be able to have won a ring and have experienced it. For me, it was a little different. Having been on the team, then getting traded, and then winning. I'm definitely still thankful, but I wish I was there actually holding the trophy up. At the end of the year. Especially for Denver. They gave me another chance. I went overseas to Taiwan, and they gave me a chance to get my foot back in the door. So I'll forever be grateful for Denver before the ring, and then to see them go on and win it. Somebody that I had some people I formed a brotherhood with. It was honestly awesome to see them accomplish that and do that, especially with Bruce, like people like Bruce. That was he was a freshman when I was a senior at Miami, and then to have that full circle moment, us being on the team together, and watching them do that was a big time deal. I was very, very happy to be even a part of it up until the trade deadline, and then when they all FaceTiming me, calling me after the game, calling me a champion, it was truly amazing. And then when they told me they wanted to give me a ring, it was icing on top. It was definitely icing on top. I actually got something to show y'all.
Ooh! Wait, I gotta get my sunglasses. That shit spins. It spins. Oh, that's tough.
That's hard.
No, bro.
What finger? What finger?
Yeah, it go on my middle finger. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
To the haters.
Let's sit up.
For the haters, for sure. For the haters.
Damn.
That's
hard.
it.
Yeah.
Fuck. So were you able to customize it in any way, like the ring?
I didn't have any input on this ring, but
Yes, please.
it has my number, it has my name on there. Interesting thing about this ring, it has a bunch of details. I believe 1967 when the team was founded, and then you can change it over to 2023, and then you see more diamonds. That's when obviously they won their first ring, 5280 to Maha City, world champs. And then the other cool thing about this ring is that it actually is 2 rings.
What?
So it slides out.
Nah.
Oh yeah, I think I did see that.
That's
Yeah.
tough, bro.
Yeah, y'all can see the read on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. You're gonna be able to tell that. You have stories to tell your kids for days whenever that comes about, bro.
I actually wore it for the first time in public last weekend. I had my engagement party in Miami. So my fiance, she was like, "You got to wear your ring," because I carry a certain way. I don't get hype as other people do for certain things, and I was being humble more than anything. But she was like, "No, you got to wear it." But I'm glad I did because my family and friends got a chance to see it, for the first time. So definitely blessed, man. I can't stress it enough how blessed I am. Sure.
Louis, that was a good thing. Just talking about like you'll be able to tell your children, be able to tell your family, just tell a story. We can talk about everything and anything, truthfully. But
Right.
How much does like having this legacy? How much does like your future? How much you think about your future while in the present? That makes sense.
Anything I do, I just try to go as hard as I can with it. I put in, the most work I can and beyond, and then I let God carry me the rest of the way. So when I'm in it, I'm obviously, invested in it all the way, full go with it. But I'm not necessarily thinking about down the line how this is going to, be remembered or whatever. I kind of let things happen organically, and I let my kind of legacy speak for itself when it's done. I just try to make sure that I was fully present. I went as hard as I possibly could, and I was impactful in every situation I was in. You know what I mean? So that's you know what I mean, when that day comes and it's time to reflect and look back on, the accomplishments and the things I've been able to say I do, I'm sure that day will come. But right now I'm still hungry, still trying to get to it, still, looking to be better. So
Yeah. So we can go ahead and switch over to the Olympics. First of all, I want to say I love the fact that you humbly talk your shit. I'm gonna need you to talk a little bit more shit because bro. Because even when you talked about the LeBron thing, I got hyped so much because you started clapping. I was like, "Yeah, Davon, yeah,
yeah, man. No, but I feel like what people know. Like when I get in between them lines as well, like it wasn't like. No, that was a reaction. It wasn't like, yeah, when I get in Brown place, I'm gonna clap tomorrow. You know what I mean? That was a reaction. That was, like I said, that build up for 5 years, and that was just the natural competitor in me. Like, you know what I mean? I'm here. I want you to know that I'm here. You know what I mean? So when it gets time to talk that talk, I definitely will and do. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like I've only gotten this far because I've learned to humble myself. You know what I mean? As a kid, I was, probably the most I talked about myself more than other people did. You know what I mean? But I had to learn that, there's a certain, time and place for different things.
Let's go ahead and switch over to the Olympics, man. First of all, me and Ryan, big Puerto Rico in the building. You know what I mean? So, like, one, I think the viewers would probably want to know, like, where the bloodline comes through. One, and two is what was that feeling to represent Puerto Rico and go to the Olympics?
Right. So believe it or not, my grandfather, my mom's dad, was born and raised in Puerto Rico. Um, it was something that, I don't speak any Spanish. I'll be the first to say that. But it was something that, I used to, joke around and tell my friends when I was younger. Nobody believed me, obviously. My mom doesn't even come off as really Hispanic, even though she's half and half. So, you know, the opportunity really came about. I had just came back from overseas. They were late with my money, so I came back from overseas. I went to the G League. And I was in the G League showcase. I was at the gym on an off day, just talking to my trainer from Miami. He just happened to drive to Orlando to come watch the games. We're there on an off day. I see everybody I could possibly see. You know what I mean? And one of the people I saw was um, he was a manager at Miami. So I knew him already. He comes over, introduces JJ Barea. We just talked for a little bit, say, what's up to him. And then I just kind of mentioned to him, like, what's up with the Puerto Rican national team? Because when I was overseas, I just watched them playing in the World Cup. So I knew that I had the lineage. I just knew it was a matter of, talking to the right people. So I said something to him. He directly wasn't a part of the national team, but he's a coach in the BSN, the Puerto Rican League. So he kind of like, he didn't realize that I was Puerto Rican as well. So we talked about it a little bit. He made the connections to Carlos Arroyo. And that took place in like right before Christmas time of 23. And I didn't have any documents. I had, I didn't have my grandfather's birth certificate. All I had was my birth certificate, my mom's birth certificate, and I had my grandparents' marriage license. And from that information, they were able to find his birth certificate. And
Nice.
I played in the first window with Puerto Rico for a AmeriCup qualifier. That was in February. So that whole me even being, at the gym was just happenstance. Like obviously, I'm a man of faith, so it had to be nothing but God because I wasn't even planning on being there. But if I wasn't coming back from overseas, if I wasn't in G League, if I wasn't there that actual day, I wouldn't even, had that opportunity. And for it to then materialize so quickly, that happened in December. I played my first window in February with Puerto Rico, so it was meant to be, honestly. And then fast forward to now, the qualifiers before the Olympics. We had 4 games to qualify for the Olympics. We had an NPR. Just to see so many fans, have so much support, it was electric in the building each and every game, and we really made history, man. We really, had to go out there and compete and win every game. It was some of the best teams in the world, not just anybody. We had to beat Italy and Lithuania, who were ranked in the top 10, top 20, and to really go out there and qualify for the Olympics in front of the fans of Puerto Rico was something I'll never forget, honestly. And in that moment, if not before, I really understood, what people were telling me, about the culture of just Puerto Rico and the fans and how much they love basketball, how much pride they have. And that's something I'll never forget. And then fast forward, going to Olympics. These are the things that, I didn't dream of. I always dreamed of playing college basketball, always dreamed of playing in the NBA. But then for God to have brought me to, the highest level of competition for any sport, let alone basketball, through just the basketball, you know what I mean? Like we talked about, I'm the same kid from Ewing, to reach those heights and those measures, it was like, just like I said before, blessed, man.
Can you talk about the environment in the arenas? One of the things that I've noticed, at least especially like with soccer or in general other countries, when they celebrate, like when they in the gyms fighting for their teams, it's a whole different environment. You can go into that, like the differences between America versus in Paris or here, or in PR.
I mean, to me, it's an easy comparison because here are states, you just got your team. There are like Olympics in any sport, that's countries they represent. What I mean? These are not like even somebody you're a fan of by choice. This is your country. This is, we're representing Puerto Rico, US, what I mean, down the line, Germany. So you got whole countries that are riding for you, that are, looking for you to go out and represent them at the end of the day. I feel like the Olympics as a whole is like one of those rare unifications of, different countries around the world through sports. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than just the sport per se. You got the whole country on your shirt. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's, rooting for you, want to see you place gold, place, what I mean, silver, bronze, what have you, or even just, be in competition. So arenas were, electric, Serbia, playing against Serbia, having all those fans there, US, obviously people showed out for US. It was real deal.
That's right. And I know there's no way that they have a metal detector at these games, because I don't know how they get the big blowhorns in there.
My mom was actually saying, my mom came to all the games. She was saying, they were actually more lenient with allowing you bring stuff in than she anticipated, believe it or not.
Unfortunately, again, we weren't able to get to the next feat there. But how was it playing against USA?
For me, it was a hell of an experience to play against, every team we played against, because I had former NBA teammates on every team. But, former teammates, Bron, Book, AD, just going up there, I just knew that regardless of the score, regardless of what happens, I'm going out here to compete. I'm going out here to make my presence felt. And that's how I carry it all the time, but that's especially how I carried it. But, after the game, it was all love, to see all of them embrace me was, a beautiful thing, because, to be able to say that you were on that stage with, Hall of Famers, some of the greats that ever picked up a basketball, is beautiful,
Yeah, I was about to say we appreciate your humbleness, bro, and like your quality of just being a good guy. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. I need to know when is that moment, bro, that you were like, I'm really him. Like I'm on the court with these people. I'm producing. I'm doing my job. Like not, bro. The numbers are against all of us.
Right.
Like against all of us.
Right.
So can you talk about it just a little bit? Like how does it make you feel? Like do you ever walk around or have a moment where you're like nah, like I'm really him right now. Like I'm doing shit that no one from our area is doing, you know?
Right. I guess for me, fellas, obviously, you know, some of it's a formality, you know what I mean? Because I just got to carry myself a certain way.
Of course.
Like I said, but, you know, when it's time to talk my talk, I definitely will talk my talk. But I think the biggest thing is that I'm still in it. I'm still hungry. Yes, I've accomplished so many things, but like I got a long way to go, fellas. Like, you know what I'm saying? So much more that I want to be able to say I did. And to me, like these things, I work for them. So not that like they have to happen, but you know, I work as hard as I can. I put my faith in God and I let the rest kind of take its course. Like I kind of, if it sounds right, like I expect these things to happen based on, you know, how much work I put in and how much faith I have. So for me, it's like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's a blessing to be able to hang your hat on these things, but like I'm far from satisfied. Like I still got more and more to prove to myself, more and more to prove to others. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why I'm still, you know, reserved. Maybe when retirement day come, then we'll be able to have, you know, a different conversation with a different tone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, don't worry, bro. We'll just talk the shit for you, okay? Don't worry.
That's why I got
y'all. But quick fire, bro. You don't have to do any lengthy explanations. Just the first thing that comes to your head when I ask these questions, and then we go ahead and wrap this up. All right. All right. So, hardest to guard.
I've guarded.
Yeah. Like who's been the hardest person that you've guarded? Again, you don't have to do an explanation, but who's been the hardest? Pause. Hey, yo.
I mean, I gotta kind of clarify because like I've guarded KD, like my rookie year, I've guarded PG. So like obviously, I would say those are the toughest guards. But then you know when I finally like became a rotational player with Denver specifically, you know I'm more second unit guy. So even second unit guys, this tough to guard. So I like to kind of like not say the obvious answers. I'll say like, you know, the Jordan Clarksons of the world, second unit guys that are just tough covers. He can score all three levels. The Reggie Jacksons of the world, you know what I'm saying? Those are just tough covers. You know? So I like to say those guys, not just the, you know, obvious Brons and KDs and Stephs and, you know, everybody knows those.
Michael Jordan or LeBron?
I'm a Brown fan. I'm a Brown fan. I respect Jordan, obviously. Also a GOAT. But I got to watch Brown live, and so I'm going Brown.
So if you could pick a team right now that you can plug and play yourself in, what team would it be?
Phoenix Suns.
I love that, bro. Because you have the perfect. First of all, when I saw your name on 2K, I'm not gonna lie, I could have got a tear, bro. I could have got a tear. You are the perfect architect. You're
you had the face scan too,
bro.
Nah, the face scan was dope, man. That was
no, they be BSing sometimes, bro.
Yeah. Nah, the face scan that John was pretty accurate too. Like to see, you know, when you sit, they sit you in the chamber and all these like cameras, like literally 360, like from the floor to the top of your head is like all the way around, like, you know, in a trailer full of cameras. So that's dope. That's dope when they, you know, got the boy in the K. That was fire.
Yeah, that's super fire. And again, like I think you can fit on any team. I would love you to be on the Knicks. You feel me? We could definitely use you.
Yeah. I would love to be on the Knicks. Would love to be on the Knicks.
Hey. That would be fire. Drake or Kendrick? Yep. Drake or Kendrick?
The beef or just overall artist?
Just Drake or Kendrick? That's for you to come up with. Yeah. Drake or Kendrick?
I'll take Kendrick for the winning the beef. For winning the beef, artists, I'm taking Drake, no question.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what
Man, that's a good man.
And then just lastly, just what are some artists that are on your pre-game playlist, like getting hyped before the games?
This is a tough question because like I don't necessarily. I just listen to music. I'm really listening to whoever I'm listening to at that time. It's not necessarily. I don't really use music to get me hype, if you will. Like I might if I'm rocking with R&B that stretch, I might be on my R&B before the game. My pregame song is from Soul Tape 2, Fabulous Transformation, which is also not even a hype. It's not even a hype song either. But it's like, a song that like always spoke to me. That's been like my pregame song since like high school. Like it just what he's saying in the song is like that's just my pregame song. It's a lot of songs I listen to before I go out. But I'm not really throwing on somebody per se because this gives me hype anymore. I don't. You know what I mean? I Benny the Butcher maybe. You know what I mean? I'm a big Benny fan. If I had to throw somebody on to get me hype, you know what I mean? I'd probably be Benny though.
But I was just gonna say if you could say your pregame routine then if you didn't have a pregame song.
In the NBA, it's I'll probably be in the. Just depends on how the game schedule looks, but like we'll say that we had shoot around in the morning. Come in, I'm on the table getting treatment, doing like my pregame stretch and all that stuff, and then I have my court time for like 15 to 20 minutes. Get on the court, do whatever my assistant coaches kind of put me through, like game like shots and things that I need to get warm and be ready for the night. Maybe go over some coverages, stuff like that defensively. Come back in the locker room, chill for a little bit, grab some food. Most of the times, depending on the team, you either got a chef that'll make you something to the order or they'll make stuff before the game. So I'll take some time, eat some food. I'll probably get in the weight room either before getting on the court or right after, prior to eating. But once I handle all my stuff physically, then I'm going and getting some food, relaxing for a second. At 60 on the clock, I'm hitting chapel. Like I said, I'm a man of faith, so I'm going to get the word for like 15 minutes. Usually, by the time I finish that, I just got time to really just get taped real quick and get ready for the pregame with the coaching staff and my teammates. Once that happens, get dressed, make sure we're ready to go, and go out there and get ready to compete. We hit the warm ups, and it's go time.
Thank you so much. Again, we know that your schedule is hectic. I know you got a lot going on. So we appreciate you for really pulling up, bro, and giving and like dedicating this time to us. It means a lot, bro. It means a lot.
Appreciate y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all. I love what y'all doing. Y'all doing it for Ewing. But obviously y'all going global with it. So appreciate y'all having me on, showing love, giving me my flowers, and keep doing what y'all doing. Like I know it's early stages for y'all, but y'all keep doing it. Y'all doing a great thing.
I got one more thing. I apologize because I just remembered, but we did this for the last episode. We're gonna try to make this a continuous thing. If there's anyone that you think you could help us get on another episode, so that we could interview that has a good story, maybe, and that you can be like, hey, yo, help us out, kind of thing.
I mean, we got. I don't know who y'all have and haven't interviewed yet, but we got some hometown heroes. My vote would probably be Miles Powell. I don't know if y'all
haven't reached out to Miles. We haven't reached out to Miles.
Yeah, I mean, Miles did some stuff that some of us can't say that we've done as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was a All-American in college. He was shooting guard of the year. He, you know what I'm saying? He accomplished some stuff that,
copy that.
It's kind of the pinnacle and at least the college level. You know what I mean? He's a GOAT from our town in my eyes as well.
Shit.
One of the GOATs for sure.
So,
if not him, my other vote would probably be legend from our area, Greg Grant. I don't know if y'all have interviewed him or thought about
I know his sister. That's actually a great one. Thank you for saying that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know Tanya. Tanya works at Sobery.
Okay.
How was it going?
Okay.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to contact them. Three of us.
Yeah.
Whatever happens from there, then we try to use you to see if we can help.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Yeah.
copy that.
For sure.
All right.
And first of all, I'm glad you said Miles Powell because he used to go to Peak, and I beat him too. I just want to say that.
Fucking done, bro.
Sorry, now let me stop. All right, bro. Thank you so much, Davon. Again, bro. Much love. Again, continue to be great. And we're gonna continue to watch, your journey as you continue to climb up. But as always, man, you got your boy Vontez,
your boy Rye,
Cam,
and we out.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.